How you doing, guys? Welcome back to Coffee and Juice. If it's your first time tuning in, I am a nomadic traveler that lives in Thailand for 6 months, and then the other 6 months I find myself in the contiguous United States. So recently there was a comment or a question on what are the things that you miss most about Thailand since you returned to the U.S. So what we'll do is we'll break down probably around 5 things that I really miss about Thailand, and obviously I'm probably looking to go back as soon as possible. So when it comes to the things that I miss most, we'll kind of hone in on maybe 5 things. So the first thing I miss is the fact that as soon as I came back to the United States, I had to go out to Las Vegas/California because I had to inspect this custom van, which it was a little bit of a nightmare getting it off the ground, and it's still not 100% completed for me to present it to you. So immediately, as soon as I got off the plane, I started hemorrhaging money. And I realized every time that I returned to the U.S., exponentially the prices seem to go up. I mean, I don't want to get, I don't know, hyperbolic, I guess the word, but things go up at least 3 to 4 times each time that I return for that 6-month swing that I do. So the first thing I definitely miss is the fact that even if you go high end in Thailand to Southeast Asia, you're still going to save money, moving around, moving in and out. And once again, if you're a little bit more frugal, a little bit more of that, minimalist mindset, you could really do well out in Thailand/Southeast Asia. So the second thing that I miss is going to be the fact that, I had a pretty, I call it my dream pattern life. We're all patternized creatures, and a lot of times, you take that for granted that I would just sleep to around, 7, 8 o'clock. As soon as you walk out, the sun's hitting you on the face. You go eat breakfast. You sit down like a gentleman. You have a cup of coffee. And there's really no rush to do anything. The only one that's really pushing you to be somewhat, I guess, what's the word I could use? Productive is you. So obviously when I'm out there, when I'm done finishing my breakfast, either I'll drop off my laundry, I'll head to the gym for an hour and a half, or an hour and 10 minutes. I'll come back. I'll get a 3 to, 2 hour massage. And then once again, I'm eating again. So now, and then obviously every once in a while I'll include, a Muay Thai private. So what I like to say is that every day was my dream day out in Thailand. It's basically no pressure, no responsibilities. I would go to the beach, maybe, if the weather, depending on what month, contingent on how strong the sun is, I would stay for either a half hour or an hour per day, just kind of laying on a lounge chair and just hanging out. So, all these things in mind, in my opinion, move towards the fact that you would be a more healthy human being as well. So let's get into maybe the third thing that I miss. And I guess, once again, I do things off the cuff, is that the abundance, regarding the adult entertainment, but also just, like I say, when you're out in Gen Pop and just regular people, when you come to the United States, and let's say, I'm a little bit of a hermit. I don't know, I'm kind of retired, the jersey's hanging in the rafter, but if you're looking to maybe date on a regular basis out here, once again, we go back to, zero, which is, we talk about money. You start taking girls out, and if that's what you want to do, you want to be a guy who dates, you're looking at, $200 to $400 a date, and maybe, you'll get a kiss on the cheek at the end, and then, the hemorrhaging and the bleeding doesn't stop for you. So once again, the abundance, the availability, and also sometimes the demeanor of the female contingent in Thailand is definitely something that is missed. And then, women, obviously, if they chime in the comment section, would say, oh, you're just salty, or you're this, you're that. But the thing is that the reality is the demeanor is better. It's easier to kind of connect out there. And once again, you don't have to jump through as many hoops if that's what you're interested in. So let's also get into the fourth thing that I miss about Thailand. And I guess we can say when it comes to training, I know I already spoke about that. But, another vector of the channel is the availability, or we speak about performance enhancing drugs. Just to give you something off the cuff, is when whatever country or that I'm in, I always have a doctor or clinic on board because I like my lines of prescriptions to be right when I'm moving around. It's just how I am. And, you never know who's looking at you. Not that I'm paranoid, but, you got a lot of haters out there. And a lot of times what happens is a lot of these YouTubers and Instagram kids, they talk too much and somebody picks up the phone, to one of the alphabet agencies, and all of a sudden, a helicopter's over your house. So I look to avoid that. But let's get back to the fact that I placed an order to one of my clinics, TRT Plus clinics. And, I'll tell you what I got. I tell you guys everything. It was 3-month supply of transdermal cream. I don't really do injectables when I'm in the US. I kind of give my injection points a rest. I did some metformin. I think it was combined with maybe some vitamin D or vitamin B. I don't remember. And then I did some oxandrolone, which was about 23.5 milligrams. So now it was $1,000 just for the products. And then also, obviously, you got to cough up $275 for a consultation plus bloods. The bloods are obviously covered by my insurance, but you're looking at $1,300 just to kind of, scratch the surface regarding your medicinal protocol. So in closing, I'll close with this. So I would say the last thing I miss is that the variety of places that you could kind of bounce to when you're in Thailand. So I'm based out of, Pattaya or Pattaya. And, I do like to take my short trips every once in a while to Bangkok, just to kind of switch it up, environments. And also, if you want some like additional services done out there, maybe you're someone who's into Botox, or you want to clip a hair transplant, whatever it might be. But also, you got to look at Thailand overall. If you just, if you're new to the region and you stumbled onto my channel, is that, for the most part, like Indonesia or Bali is about 3.5 hours away. And then there's other countries that normally everything's about an hour and a half away. Maybe the Philippines is a little further, kind of parallels Bali, So what it is that, let's say you want to leave the country for a little bit regarding the whole passport game, whatever, is that all these other great opportunities or areas are basically at your fingertips. And if you know how to map it out right, you can, save money. So, once again, hopefully you got something out of me, kind of talking to you guys. I know I've been off the grid for a bit, but every once in a while, I'm going to, touch down on these subjects in Thailand, because once again, that's really where my heart is. And, I love you guys out in the comment section. You guys are great supporters. And, once again, I'm going to show you van life. I'm going to show you how I live here. Once again, I'm going to introduce the van whenever we get, we're almost solidified with the build, which should be probably by the end of this week. So look, have a great day. It was great to talk to you guys, and be well.